Hello everybody, my name is Chloe and I am continuing my presidential highlights, and today we're talking about Thomas Jefferson. So because he did so much in his 2 terms of presidency from 1801 to 1809, I'm going to have to break this up and make this part 1 for the first half of his presidency, first term, and I'll make part 2 as the second term. So you will be getting 2 videos today, so make sure you watch this one first and then the part 2 later, because he did a lot of stuff. So we're just going to go ahead and jump right into this. So I'm a little bit more prepared today. So he was best known for being a spokesman for democracy, an American founding father, principal author of the Declaration of Independence of 1776, at the age of 33. So, as I left you with the last one, he was inaugurated on March 4th, 1801. He was the first president inaugurated in Washington, D.C., and Aaron Burr had tied Jefferson, later losing and becoming the vice president, because back then the person that came in second in the presidential race automatically became the vice president. So May 14th, 1801, and of course if you remember, Aaron Burr was the one that killed Hamilton. So May 14th, 1801, Tripoli declares war. Yusuf Karamini, Pasha of Tripoli, declared war on the U.S. by symbolically cutting down the flagpole at the U.S. consulate. July 10th, 1801, William C.C. Claiborne appointed the governor. Claiborne becomes the governor of the Mississippi Territory. December 8th, 1801, Jefferson addresses Congress. The first address of the 7th Congress. It establishes precedent of not delivering the State of the Union address in person. Jefferson decided he didn't want to do that, so he had a member of Congress, or a member of the House, I guess, deliver his State of the Union address. January 8th, 1802, U.S. and Britain convene. The Convention of the U.S. and Britain regarding the Treaty of 1794 ends. U.S. is ordered to pay £2,664,000, British pounds, to the British citizens from Revolutionary War claims. That's a lot of money even for back then. February 6, 1802, war with Tripoli. Congress recognizes the war with Tripoli. March 16, 1802, reducing army establishing at West Point. Established at West Point. Congress I can't read my own writing again. Reduces. Okay. Congress reduces the army to its 1795 limits, and Jefferson signs into law establishing the first official U.S. military academy at West Point. April 6, 1802, the excise taxes is repealed. The excise tax of commodities, including whiskey, was repealed. So any of those that remember the play of Hamilton, where Jefferson talks about what do you think we're going to do if you tax our whiskey, he repealed that. April 14th, 1802, naturalization laws repealed. The naturalization laws of 1798, when George Washington was president, were repealed. Residency reverts from 14 years to 5 years. April 24th, 1802, Georgia's Western Territory ceded. Georgia legislature cedes Western Territory to the U.S. It's famous for Yazoo land fraud of 1795. And yes, when I saw Yazoo, I thought of Zazu from Lion King. So that's kind of funny too. You guys can stop laughing now. April 30th, 1802, Enabling Act establishes procedures for territories to become states under the ordinance of 1787. May 3rd, 1802, Washington is incorporated. Congress incorporates Washington, D.C. as a city, and Jefferson is to appoint the mayor. Didn't say who it was. August 11th, 1802, U.S. and Spain resolve all disputes. Refers all disputes between refers. Yeah, I think I said that right. Refers all disputes between U.S. and Spain to the convention in Madrid. January 11th, 1803, Monroe appointed the minister to France and Spain. James Monroe, who you know later became one of our presidents, was appointed and was instructed to purchase New Orleans and East and West Florida. Napoleon tells the U.S. minister in Paris, Robert Livingston, he'll sell the entire Louisiana territory. Hold your horses, rein them in. That's coming. Okay, so February 19th, 1803, Ohio becomes a state, which becomes the 17th state of the Union. And it's the first state to prohibit slavery by law. February 24th, 1803, Marbury versus Madison decided. Now, this one was quite lengthy, so again, if you want any details about this, comment below. Supreme Court unanimously ruled in Marbury versus Madison, most important case in the early American history. The ruling established that Supreme Court can declare an act of Congress unconstitutional. So that was back in 1803. April 19th, 1803, New Orleans is opened. Spain reopens New Orleans to American merchants. April 30th, 1803, Louisiana Purchase. This also was very long, and most of you probably know your history, so you don't need me to explain a lot of it to you, but if you do, comment below, because it was quite lengthy. The official signing of the peace treaty with France. Purchase added 828,000 square miles of land between Mississippi and the Rocky Mountains for about $15 million. That's a lot of money for back then. It's a lot of money today. It increases the territory by 140%. May 23rd, 1803, Edward, I'm not sure if you pronounce it Preble or Preble. It's Preble, so I'm guessing it's Preble, because I would think Preble would be with two B's. But Edward Preble, Commodore Edward Preble was appointed the commander of the U.S. Navy squadron sent to battle Tripoli, because we were still at war with them. August 31st, 1803, Lewis and Clark. Most of you probably know this one too. Captain Meriwether Lewis, Jefferson's first personal secretary, or former personal secretary, sets out from Pittsburgh to explore the Louisiana Purchase. Along the way, he picks up Captain William Clark the following year. December 9th, 1803, the 12th Amendment, which requires elections to vote for the president and vice president separately. So that's when the whole vice president thing ended, where the second place person automatically becomes the vice president. So that was in the third president's first term, Jefferson's. Okay, December 20th, 1803, raising the American flag. The French flag is lowered and the U.S. flag is raised in New Orleans. New Orleans, I don't know how to pronounce it. February 16th, 1804, Philadelphia burned. The Lieutenant Stephen Decatur burns the U.S. frigate Philadelphia. It was captured by Tripoli gunboats, but no one was killed. March 26, 1804, Louisiana Territory Act. The territory divided territory of Orleans in the south and the District of Louisiana in the north. So they divided the territory in half. July 11th, 1804, Burr kills Hamilton. If you want information about that, go watch the play by Lin-Manuel. Tells all about that. If you want to know more in depth, it did go into great detail about why he killed him, what their rivalry was, but it did incidentally say Hamilton was not killed right away. He didn't die right away. He was shot by Burr in a challenge, but he actually died the next day in New York. It took place in New Jersey, but he died in New York. November 13th, 1804, election of 1804. Pretty self-explanatory. December 5th, 1804, Jefferson is reelected. After Burr killed Hamilton, he left as the vice president. The first governor of New York was George Clinton, and he becomes the vice president. And I've got 3 more pages. Hang on, let me see if I have time to tell you the second half of this. I'm 10 minutes into it. I've only got 8 minutes left. Okay, so we're going to make this kind of a short video. I do want to address something. Somebody just today pointed out to me that they believe that I am plagiarizing and that I should reveal my source of where I'm getting my information from. This is not plagiarism. I am not claiming this information to be my own. I'm not writing a paper. I am simply getting information off the internet on a website, a legit website, which I will reveal at the end. And the reason for that is because I don't want to waste my time doing all the research and telling all you guys and then telling you where I'm getting the information from, because then you guys can go and do the research on this website yourself. And so I kind of want to give that information to you, and then if you want more information about it, you can always comment on any one of my videos below, on my presidential highlight videos below, and I can respond back to you. I do appreciate the comments that have come in on the first 2 videos, and I, thank you very much to Silvermist and John for responding on those videos. Appreciate that. Some of you, if you're not going to comment on the video, then don't even contact me. So, with that said, this is going to be a shorter video. The second one will be a shorter video. I'll have trivia on the next video about Thomas Jefferson, a little bit of trivia about him after he gets out of office. So my next video, which will be uploaded shortly after this one, so you'll probably be watching this one as I'm uploading the second one, goes through the second term of his presidency, and it talks a lot more about Aaron Burr. So, and I found out some very funny information in my second video, so you will get a good laugh out of that. So with that, I'm going to end part 1. I'm not going to tell you to have a sunny day because there is a part 2, so I will do my outro on part 2. So be watching for part 2. Please comment on both videos and let me know if you want any more information about this. I will not reveal my source until the very end. Unfortunately, they don't have any information on Trump quite yet because he's still in office. But I will continue doing this, and so we will see you on part 2.